Hey guys, this is Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under, and today I'm going to be giving you guys some tips for Krunker.io. I see FaZe Rain and a lot of new players joining the game, and I thought, hey, for today I'm going to go and give some beginner tips. Now today's video is by no means going to be a full tutorial. If you guys want that, make sure to go and like and subscribe to the channel, and also turn on post notifications because there is going to be a really cool giveaway coming as well, but you guys got to subscribe for that, so make sure. Now, if you guys haven't been seen on YouTube, FaZe Rain, the leader of FaZe Clan, has been putting out a ton of Krunker.io content, and it's pretty cool, pretty cool content. But with that said, I wanted to go and do a little bit of a basic tutorial going over some really crucial concepts in Krunker.io, because while he has really good aim, there's a few things that I don't think he knows about that would really go and improve his gameplay and turn him into a super good Krunker.io player. I think a common trait when it comes to Krunker.io players is they have decent aim, however they don't know how to go and move properly, and movement in Krunker.io, as you can see, is a very important thing, because if you don't have good movement, then you're just gonna get dominated. Now when people first start playing Krunker.io, they hold the W key and they walk around the map like this, but obviously that's gonna get you killed because you're not walking very fast. Now the next thing they do is they hold the W key and they press the spacebar. They go in bunny hop and you get a little bit of speed, but obviously it's not as much speed as if you're going and doing something like this. Now this is called slide hopping. It is it's probably the most crucial technique in Krunker.io that you need to learn in order to have good movement, because movement is like 50% of how to play Krunker.io properly. Now this isn't going to be a full slide hop tutorial, but hopefully it'll get you up to speed on how to do it correctly. Now what you need to go and do first up is just hold W and then bunny hop like you're doing before. But what you want to go and do is incorporate the shift button while you're landing in order to go and do a slide. So what you need to do is hold W, jump, and then slide with shift. Jump, shift, and you do a bit of a slide. Jump, shift, you do a little bit of a slide. And what you need to go and do is chain that together. So hold W, jump, shift, jump, shift, jump, shift, jump, shift, jump, shift, so on and so on. And what you need to go and do is chain this all together in order to go and get your speed. So you're pressing shift space, shift space, shift space, shift space, and then you can go and do 90s, you can go around corners like this, you can just jump around the map, you can go backwards and retain a decent amount of speed, and you can go around the map like this. Obviously, the better you get at it, the more speed you get. So it's definitely a very high level technique that takes a while to master, but if you get it down properly, man, it is so important. So if you go and do this correctly, let's say you spawn in this corner, if you go and slide hop, you can slide hop all the way to mid right here, and then boom, someone coming around there, bang, pop him right in the head. Now in FaZe Rain's videos, he says a couple times, wow, how do people go and kill me so quickly? The reason why is because they're slide hopping and going around corners, and they're pre-scoping, because you have 100% accuracy while jumping. So what the good snipers in this game will go and do is they'll come around to, let's say, center right here, they'll jump, and they'll come, bang, and they're just speeding through. Somebody's through there. You can't kill them because they're moving so fast, and they're 100% accuracy because there's pre-scoping in. While quick scoping is a very cool technique in this game, it's not the most effective. Let's say someone's spawning here, I go bang, I just pop them straight in the head. I have 100% accuracy, I have a better response time simply because I am already scoped in and he has to scope in. It gives you that little bit of an advantage, and it will go and make you dominate the opposition. Now the next thing I want to go and talk about is hipfiring. As you can see, the hipfire spread when you're using a deagle or basically any weapon in this game is really bad. So if I'm just spraying at the wall here, look at where my bullets are going. They're going here, they're going there, they're going everywhere. In order to go and get kills, you need to aim down sight. Now there is a little bit of a penalty when you're aiming down sight in terms of movement speed, but if you're bunny hopping correctly, what you can do is bunny hop and ADS at the same time, and you can go around corners like this and just absolutely just dominate people, one tap them with the deagle. Aim down sight's very important. Now the next thing I want to go and talk about is that in Krunker.io, different classes have different movement speeds and different amounts of health. So as you can see, that guy shot me with the sniper, but because I'm the LMG class, I have 170 HP, I can tank every single sniper shot. If you're an LMG class, you will not die in one hit to the sniper unless that sniper goes and uses a really nice aim to hit you in the head. But with that said, the LMG also has bad speed. But if you slide hop like I'm slide hopping right here, you can get as much speed as every other user. Like, look, this is normal LMG, and I was going so fast while slide hopping. So with that said, even though different classes might have a different amount of health, the actual capped speed of different classes is very, very similar if you can slide hop correctly. Now going back onto the sniper for a second, as you can see, the sniper has 60 health, which is really important to go and talk about. Really, really important to go and talk about. Because when it comes to Krunker, with all these different health classes, the sniper is good against some of them. It's good against a lot of classes in the game. However, it's bad against some others, so you really need to be careful. Against the LMG, against the rocket launcher, the sniper is not a good class. However, against, let's say, the assault rifle, against the submachine gun, against a few other 100 HP classes, the sniper is very good. Now, there is direct counters to the sniper. We have soft counters like the rocket launcher and the light machine gun, given they have a lot of health. But the revolver, this class completely counters the sniper, because with the revolver, you can one hit to the body with the revolver, which is pretty insane. You don't even need to go and hit a headshot. And as you can see, a lot of snipers in this lobby, I'm automatically, instinctively going to swap over to the revolver to go and get those one-shot kills. Now, when it comes down to it, the revolver is probably one of the strongest classes in the game, period. So make sure you go and, use this class. But the sniper, when you're using it and you're getting dominated by revolvers, this is a reason why. The revolver is just so strong against low HP classes. Now, as you can see in the top left-hand corner, I have about 220, 230 frames per second. And people would be asking, UCD, how do you have so high FPS? I'm capped at 60 when I'm using the browser. The thing is, if you want high FPS, what you need to go and do is use the client. Now, to download the client, very simple. Top right hand corner, press that download button, click the Windows installer or Mac or whatever, and install it on your system. And in the settings section, if you go all the way down to the bottom, I believe, there is an unlimited FPS option. Now, I recommend everybody to download the client because the higher your FPS is, the easier for you to go and do slide hops. Slide hops are dependent a little bit on frames per second. So if you have higher FPS, it means you can do smoother turns, smoother 90-degree turns, and it just makes your life a lot easier. So by default, the crosshair won't actually be green, but it will be this dynamic crosshair where it moves in and out. I personally like this. However, I also like something in the middle. So what you can go and do is go back to your settings. And as you can see, you've got crosshair type. And by default, it's just that dynamic one that moves in and out. What you guys can go and do is do a layered one. That's the one I personally use. And I have this style, cross, and I have my settings here if you want to go and copy them. And then I have a little cross in the center. And that means I can just line it up a little bit easier if I'm using a sniper or something else. But with that said, if you want to be just like Counter-Strike Global Offensive and just have that little thing in the middle, you can just do custom, cross, bang, cross in the middle, very nice. Or you can go and do, let's say, a hollow circle, and you have a little hollow circle, whatever. You can go and customize it how you like. I just personally like that dynamic one and then a little cross in the center. So as you can see, by default, field of view isn't that good. We can't really see much to our left and to our right. Now, to go and fix that, go back to the settings and scroll down to the gameplay thing right here. This is my sensitivity, by the way, but it's all up to personal preference, so do what you want with it. But with field of view right here, by default, it's 70. I would suggest to have your field of view minimum 90. Anything above that, it's up to personal preference, but I have my field of view on 90, and it means I can see just a little bit more. But with that said, you can have a field of view of 110 and you can see even more. But as you can see, it's a little bit disorientating. It's a bit too wonky for me. But personally, I have my field of view on 90 right here. Now, the next thing we need to go and fix is our weapon field of view. As you can see, our weapon is way too in. We need to be a bit more out and take up less of our screen because it's just a little bit, a little bit confusing. And this is where it is right here, weapon field of view. And it's currently on 70. I personally have mine on 110, I believe. And as you can see, my gun is quite far out. My guy's got very lanky arms right here. But it means I can see quite a lot of the screen. And that means I can see people coming to my left. And if I had my FOV lower, I wouldn't have seen that guy coming to the right. If my gun was in my screen, I probably wouldn't have seen him either. So it's really important you have something that works for you. Now, the last thing we need to go and fix is weapon bobbing. So, as you can see, if we're walking around, the gun is a bit wobbly. It is a little bit too wobbly, and if we're going in shift, see how the gun goes and moves and all that. It does look cool, but it's disorientating, and we need to go and fix that. Now, the way to fix that is go back to the settings, here in weapon bobbing. By default, it's on 1.0. I like it on 0.3, but experiment to the setting that you want. So as you can see, I'm on 0.3, and my gun moves a little bit, so I have a little bit of an idea when I'm slide hopping, because the gun goes and moves a little bit when you slide and jump and all that, but it's not too much that it distracts me. So my gun's still on my screen, it looks nice, but it's not distracting at all. But with that said, this is my basic Krunker.io tutorial, and hopefully it helped FaZe Rain, and hopefully it helped you guys in becoming better Krunker.io players. If you want a full beginner's tutorial, make sure to go and hit that like button, make sure to go and subscribe to the channel for more Krunker.io videos. But other than that, it's Undercover Dudes, all the way from down under, out.